And it's the 7th of February, it's the Police 10, the second running of this event. Highly organised and highly efficient. There's over 500 runners entered. It's a bright, crisp-like early spring day. Temperature though is pretty low, only about 3 degrees centigrade. And there's a running clock on this race, and it's quickly become very popular, and runners have come from all over Yorkshire to run in this event. It's a fast, flat course, so we can expect some very good times. And the race is underway. There's very little wind today. With these cool, almost ideal conditions, we can expect a ferocious pace. Yeah, so you can see in the distance the front of this field, 500 strong. It's a little early yet to pick out any early leaders, but just to the left of the picture you'll see the police motorcyclist. It's a fairly rare event in races, but I suppose with this being the Police 10 or Inglemire 10, it's to be expected that we get the full treatment. So the race is nearing its the first mile, 1 mile down, 9 to go, and in the group there we see of course the Ferriby 10 winner, Jim Dingwall, Brian Ward as well up there, and Kevin Tolchard, 248. Kevin's been training very well out in Sheffield. I don't know how he'll take to this flat course. And the runners are all moving along at a very nice pace at the moment. There doesn't seem to be any distress, nor should there be at this early stage. Rob Robinson, 472, ran a very canny race in the Ferriby 10, only seconds off his best after a slow start. So, well, I don't think this road is closed to traffic, but it might as well be. There's not going to be much moving down with this large field passing through now. Someone's called sub 6 minutes. We are actually at the mile mark. I hadn't appreciated that. I think that was more by good luck than judgment, but we're exactly on the 1 mile mark now, and the time is 6 minutes 15. So a lot of these runners still moving at a very good pace, and it meant the leaders went through in about 4:50, so it's heading up for an excellent race. There's a little bit of breeze just along this road here, but I don't think it's going to slow the runners over much. You see, it's still cold enough for tracksters and the occasional lycra. It's a fairly raw day, but thankfully the wind's not that strong. Well, most of these runners here, if they weren't running this 10 mile, they'd be out on a long run. So they will all be familiar to the idea of a longish run on a Sunday morning, so what better than to combine it with a social event like the Police 10. As the dog gets got a number on, I think, the dog, is it? So the clock is now showing just under 8 minutes, and nearly the whole field's gone through.
Just off this one ambulance beyond.
So the field now is all but gone through, and it's varied for the first mile from 4:50 down to about 8:20. He's running alongside Ian McCoy's. They're 15:03, so these runners are on 54-minute pace. Runners here are well inside 54-minute pace now, and you can see it's as flat as a pancake, this course, and in the far distance you can probably see the lead car. Blake there comes into picture, and we're amongst the 52-minuters now. Ian Greer there's battling it out with another lad from Sheffield in the 468. David Oldfield, actually. Kevin Tolchard there, 248. He's showing signs of strain, but he's having a great run. He's in the first 10, not far behind Mark Smith. Brian Ward there had a great run in the Ferriby 10, suffering a bit on this flat course. Don Weagle there, 306. Also she's riding that other race. And now here's the group of four, including Jim Dingwall and George Baker. But right in front, number 286. Right in front is Jim Bailey of Bingley, and we've just hit the 4 miles mark, and he's going through that in under 20 minutes, 19 minutes 53. But his lead is a tenuous one. It's only about 15 metres, and there's 4 experienced runners waiting to pounce. So I certainly have heard of Roy Bailey, but not Jim Bailey. I don't know if there's any connection there, but you can see the field, and you can see the leader's pumping his arms furiously. He's either quite tired or he's got to be very fit to maintain this kind of drive that he's putting in. He's putting more action into our videos than most. And in the next group we have I think it's Peter Saint of North Shields Polytechnic, if my numbering is correct. And there's an excellent shot of the leader who is actually stretching out now. And so there goes the leader. He's got a lead now of about 50 metres, but the next group are tightly bunched together and working, well, not working together, but certainly when you get a group like that, it is easy to run with them. And isolated on his own is Don Weagle of Askin. Told me last time he's desperately trying to find his form that won in the Brid Half Marathon recently. And in the next group, Brian Ward's picked up a bit. He's a doughty fighter, is Brian. And Mark Smith there, number 157, is picked up. And he's past Kevin. Kevin's now running on his own. But he's going to keep this going. He's looking fit. Dave Oldfield of Sheffield is definitely the first bet. 182 is Mike Lake. Mike Lake is isolated. Mike Lake is often in that no man's land. Never quite on the front, but he's in that no man's land between him and a comfortable group to run with. The 266 West Yorks.
266.
266, we'll give you a name check in a minute.
Graham Tolley.
Graham Tolley.
West Yorkshire Police.
West Yorkshire Police, of course, so we should have a safe passage today. Dave Pratt in the middle of that group there with Pete Rawnsley, two great 10-milers from the past. Former winners of the York 10 in the mid-70s. They're in this race and they're keeping themselves fit. And Dave Platt, of course, is the record holder for the East Hole 20. 235 there, Hull Springhead. Doing very well. Two Springhead runners there, very well placed.
Jameson 235.
Paul Jameson. In McCoy goes through. 450. Running through now. Howard Beasley, 254. And now 256, Shane Page. And Alan Fowley. George Slater. George is looking very easy and ominously easy, as he is pointed out by Alan Fowley for extra media coverage. These runners are all well in the mid-50s now, for time-wise. And so it's very quiet here. You must note that there's usually lots of sound of traffic, but this is a very quiet country road. And Rob Robinson is pattering his way through.
Power's coming into view.
Number 55 there. Give you a name check.
That's when it's cut off.
Unfortunately, a number's cut off on number 55.